Your heart pounds, your palms sweat, your voice shakes. All eyes are on you, and your mind goes completely blank. You know the material perfectly when you practice alone, but standing in front of an audience, you feel like you might die. This is not dramatic exaggeration. Your brain is genuinely interpreting this social situation as a life-threatening emergency. The same neural circuits that would fire if you were being chased by a predator are now activated by the simple act of having people look at you while you speak. Public speaking consistently ranks as the #1 fear for most people. It beats fear of death, spiders, heights, and financial ruin. When you imagine people judging your presentation negatively, your brain experiences actual pain. The anticipation of social rejection hurts in a measurably similar way to physical injury. This explains why the fear of public speaking can feel so overwhelming. This seems irrational until you understand what your brain thinks is really happening. When you stand in front of a group, when you speak publicly, you make claims about your competence, your intelligence, your worthiness of attention. If the audience rejects your message, they are symbolically rejecting you as a person. They understand that some anxiety is normal and even helpful for peak performance. When you concentrate on how your message can help your audience rather than how your performance might be judged, your brain has less capacity to generate anxiety about social threats. You transform from someone seeking approval to someone offering value. They know that their audience generally wants them to succeed, not fail. You see the ancient programming that interprets social exposure as survival risk. You recognize that your fear is not about your ability to communicate, but about your need to belong. The question is not whether you will feel afraid. The question is whether you will let that ancient fear prevent you from sharing what the modern world needs to hear. They recognize that the potential for rejection is almost always much smaller than their brain believes it to be. Your brain interprets this potential rejection as an existential threat because, for most of human history, it was exactly that. Because the fear of public speaking is not really about speaking. Your anxiety is information about how much you care about connecting with your audience. Your nervousness is evidence that what you have to say matters to you. Your physical symptoms are your body preparing to rise to an important challenge. Notice how your anxiety increases with the size of the audience. Video calls where you can see yourself while others see you. Social media posts where your thoughts are permanently visible to judgment. These digital environments trigger the same primal fears, but without the social feedback that might reassure you. Watch how your fear changes based on how much you respect the people listening. It is evidence that you are a normal human being with a normally functioning social brain. The anxiety you feel is your nervous system trying to protect you from social rejection. Understanding this allows you to work with your fear rather than against it. Observe how much worse the anxiety gets when you have to express opinions rather than just share facts. Each variation reveals your brain calculating the social risk of exposure. Your amygdala detects the potential for judgment and rejection. It floods your body with stress hormones designed to help you fight or flee. But you cannot fight an audience, and you cannot flee a presentation. So these powerful chemicals create the physical symptoms that make public speaking feel torturous. It is about being vulnerable in front of people who might judge you unworthy of belonging to the group. You are not just sharing information. You are exposing yourself to potential rejection by your entire tribe. In our evolutionary past, social rejection meant isolation, which meant death. Blood flow redirects to survival-focused brain areas, leaving less available for complex thinking and language. This is why you can know your material perfectly in private, but struggle to access that same information when people are watching. Your brain has temporarily prioritized staying alive over communicating effectively. Your brain still carries this programming, treating every audience as a potential jury, deciding whether you deserve to survive. What you are about to discover will change how you see every moment of social anxiety you have ever experienced. Inside your brain, the fear response involves multiple systems working together. Meanwhile, your prefrontal cortex gets hijacked by the stress response. Dr. Matthew Lieberman's research reveals that the brain processes social rejection using the same neural pathways as physical pain. Public speaking forces you to risk what researchers call social death. This is happening to you even in low-stakes speaking situations. Consider how modern technology has created new forms of this ancient anxiety. But here's the reframe that changes everything. The fear of public speaking is not a personal weakness. The most effective approach is not trying to eliminate the fear, but changing your relationship with it. Successful public speakers are not people without fear. They are people who have learned to interpret their fear differently. True confidence in public speaking comes from shifting focus from self-protection to service. So here you are, facing another speaking opportunity. But now you understand what your brain thinks is happening and why it reacts so strongly.